What's going on, guys? It's Filthy and I'm back with another video. Today we've got episode 3 of the Let's Play. So again, as per last time, I was really happy with the response. Thanks for getting involved, thanks for watching, commenting, liking. Again, put it on the YouTube community tab, taking any questions for what we're going to discuss whilst we play. So if you do want to have anything discussed in the next episode, make sure you're subscribed and chuck me a comment and we'll try and get to it. Now off camera, the only thing I've done is upgraded the gem in my Lyrics crown, and I've cleared out my inventory again, just because obviously that's a bit boring to watch. Now we've cranked the difficulty up to Torment 1. I think we'll probably leave it hopefully on this till about 60, 61 and then probably drop back to Master. I've also grabbed a second Challenge Rift bag, just because I've had another chance to do the Challenge Rift, so may as well get the mats. So I think we'll spend a few blood shards now and sort of see if we can improve our gear before we get going. Probably should have saved that for till 61. But just looking for kind of anything. And, oh well, there you go, broken crown, that's quite nice. So I might extract the Oryx actually. We'll probably do that. But this gear will be helpful. This will allow us to hopefully survive still on Torment 1 for a little while, which would be quite nice, because obviously the more XP you get, the easier this is. We've just got legendaries for days on this Let's Play. It's been quite funny, really. Should go for some pants. Yeah, okay, right, that should do. Should be able to pick those up now. So we've got 4 more things we can roll. So let's go for boots. Oh, fantastic. That is amazing. That's absolutely baller. This is ridiculous. I mean, look at that, 3 legendaries. This is getting off to a good start. Let's do shoulders, 2 shoulders. Right, super. This is going to speed us up tremendously. We'll get those on. Then what we're going to do is we're going to take this gem out. So obviously this is possibly a little unrealistic for leveling purposes, because you'd normally try and do this in a day, you know, at the start of the season, so you wouldn't get like you wouldn't get 2 Challenge Rift bags. But you know, if you're a casual player, it's you know, you can do it over the course of like a Friday and a Monday. So there you go. That's a pretty good start. So that should, and nice. I love Stuart's Greaves so much, and that's going to be really handy because we can keep them on us for a little while, or potentially put them in the cube. So leave those shards there, I think. And we'll just go do a rift. So in terms of the questions that we got, we did get some interesting ones. So I'll have a chat about a few of them and talk about a few things. First one that I've got was, do I think that Legacy of Dreams is overpowered? And I think the person who sent the questions, thank you very much for the question, indicated that they did think that it was too powerful. Now, I've got a bit of a skewed viewpoint on this, and the reason for that is because I play so much Necro. Most of Necro's decent builds are actually Legacy Dreams. I'm just going to swap these skills actually. Let's get Devour on rather than Corpse Explosion. Just so that we can get this num locked and make sure that we've got enough essence to keep whacking out these Death Navas. So yeah, is Legacy Dreams overpowered? Personally, no, I don't think that it is, because I think if you take it away, I think Necro needs a complete rework, because most of the sets suck. I still haven't tried out Pestilence with the Auto Lancer and the Messerschmitt's Reaver, which I think probably would be a pretty strong build. It looks a lot of fun, it does look good. But other than that, you know, Rathma is considerably behind Legacy Dreams, albeit again, I probably need to play with that off season, because I strongly suspect that you could make a God Mode Mages with Rathma, particularly if you use the Crimson set and benefited from all the extra cooldown. that you get from that and added damage reduction. So I'll be making a guide on that for next season, because I think Ratham's going to be the Necro starting set. Jesus Christ. RNGesus, this is just ridiculous. Quite funny really. Never had this much luck in all my life. You watch, we'll get absolutely 0 primals when we get to 70, once we've got GR70 unlocked. But yeah, I think if you do take Legacy Dreams away from Necro, it's going to really hurt the class. If you took the power down considerably, I think it would hurt it. Triggles is I guess that will get a rework either this patch or next, because again the set modifier is really low. And it's not the be all and end all, because a Khan Condemned Crusader showed that even with a low modifier on the set, you can still go really far with it. You just obviously need really high supporting legendary multipliers, which Necro doesn't really have. So from that point of view, I don't think it's overpowered. I also think, and I've said this a few times on various discussion videos, I do think Legacy of Dreams should be the end point for all classes really, because this game's very casual and I love it for being casual. I probably play it more than your average player, but I don't play for like 4 or 5 hours a day, but I do enjoy the ability to do a bespoke build, to just stick stuff together. And I think there are people obviously who do play for a long time who want that gear chase, and I think Legacy Dreams from that point of view probably should be the top for each class. As in, people who want to play casually and want to go for the sets, you can do, but you can also build a Legacy Dreams build and see where you go. So I do think it probably should be top. I actually really like the gem. I like the way it works. We've got, we get the bonus just for regular items rather than specific legendaries, which is nice. Mage Fist, they're not going to be, that's a weird drop, because I don't think Necro uses fire, does it? So never mind, let's identify it. But yeah, I like the way that you can just stick the Legacy Dreams gem on and start doing damage pretty much straight away. So I'll stick them in the stash just in case. Let's go for upgrading these trousers. I think these are better. Ooh. Oh no. See, somebody asked me why I don't right click, and that's why, because I'm dozy sod and I've always got my inventory open and my stash. But yeah, Legacy Dreams I think is good because you can just start doing damage with it straight away, and that's, I'm hoping we'll find the gem early for this Let's Play, because it would be quite nice to do some Legacy Dream stuff. And you get the damage reduction straight away from just normal legendary items, so I do think it is pretty nice. Now, there's an argument I think for certain builds that the Legacy Dreams version isn't particularly much better, and obviously for some it is considerably better. So obviously it depends on the build. It really depends on how much you benefit from things. Now, other classes do get a lot of benefit out of it. It's not just Necro. Basically any class that can use a fire skill is gonna more gloves, legendary gloves for days. Any class that does fire is going to benefit because you've got your Mage Fists that we've just picked up, Syndicate, that sort of stuff. So yeah, I quite like it. I don't think it's overpowered. Now, interestingly, I've got a Legacy Dreams Necro build. I've got 2 to do because a subscriber sent me one off Xbox, which is a tanky Necro Mage's push build, which I've had a little bit of a go of. I quite like, and I've got a couple of ideas to rework some of the choices. The base build was quite good. It was very tanky, and it did use the mages, which is nice because they are definitely a skill that hits hard and one that I like. I do like having, as a necromancer, I like having minions, and I've obviously on the channel done quite a lot of these Nova builds, which aren't really minion based, but so that's quite fun. And I've also hopefully come up with what I think is, I'm tentatively going to call the quickest T16 build in the game, because it is absolutely rapid and it is literally immortal in every sense of the word. There is no circumstances where you find yourself dying. You would have to go and basically just leave your character AFK. If you're actually playing, it's just impossible to die. It's ridiculously quick. Doesn't matter whatever map type you've got. You don't have to get an open map like this. You can run through the ice caves. You can run through the moors. It's got loads of move speed. It doesn't use numlock. Doesn't use ingeome. Doesn't use Bane of the Trapped. It's a really weird build, but it is so good and it's so much fun to play. Really is nice. So I've got that to do. So hopefully guides on those will be coming soon. I'm not sure whether to like upgrade my gear because I've got all the pieces, and it'll look at first watch from the video that the gear's really good because I think I got really lucky last season and I found quite a lot of nice primals for Necro builds that I was using, and I've sort of cycled a couple of them. So on a first glance it looks like the gear's amazing, but if you actually kind of look at the stats on some of the pieces, there's lots of room for improvement. The gear's not amazing by any stretch of the imagination, and it's absolutely flattening T16. So looking forward to doing that quite a lot. And again, it's another Legacy Dreams build, so it would be disappearing without, without that gem. So this is going pretty well. Just flatten that rift as well. Right. So nearly at 61. That's quite a good break point because once you get to 60, that used to be the level cap, and then 61 your Reaper of Souls gear comes in. So let's see. Fantastic corpse explosion gloves, brilliant. Obviously said my prayers to RNGesus. So we'll stick those on. I don't know if I want to put corpse explosion back on. We seem okay for essence, so we'll risk taking bone spikes off, I think. And can I put that on left click? I should be able to. Oh, that's annoying. Right, so let's swap that round then. So let's do Death Nova on the left. And we're not going to go for health because we're on hardcore, so I think we'll do Unstable Compound. And then on right click we'll do Corpse Explosion and Close Quarters, I think. Yeah, I'll do Close Quarters. Right, watch me mess this up. Do any of this stuff an upgrade? That's slightly better, presume, than that. Swap them over. Yeah. Now we're gonna have to completely re-gear everything once we oh no, wrong thing. Once we get up to 61, we're pretty much gonna have to re-gear everything, which is slightly irritating, but it is what it is. We'll leave the broken crown on, shall we? Might as well get the extra gems. Don't really need them till 61, but it'll be quite nice. Again, it's quite a lucky find really, because once we start getting gems we'll get double, so that's really, really nice. So yeah, so those Necro guides should hopefully be out soon. I just need to find some time to film them, which the house renovations still trundle on, so I'm finding it slightly difficult still to find time to record. Oh, is this the cow level now? Goodness me. Did I put the corpse explosion on? Yeah, that's gravy. Conduit pylon. Going really well. So what else did we get asked? I got asked to do lore videos. That was very common. I think we got 3 or 4 people asking for a lore video. I am interested in Diablo lore. I do like the stories. I've played all 3 games. Did play Diablo 1 and 2. I don't think I played either expansion, just because it just didn't really pan out. So I think rather than me talk about lore in this particular video, I'll put it on the list of ideas, a lore video at some point. I know Riker's done a series and it was really good. It was, very enjoyable. It's one of the reasons the IP is so strong. You've got good characters. It's obviously, based on some really, really dark, gritty material, so it is good. Goodness me, this is we might even get to 70 off the back of this. I'll have to just make sure that I don't die. Oh, no, 65, that'll do. 64 even. Nearly at 65. So lore, yeah, it's I think it's probably going to be a little bit of work required, because I don't really want to just blag it and make up a load of junk. But it's the story. I quite like the story in the first two games. I actually quite like the story in this game, to be honest. I don't really find it as annoying as a lot of people. I think a lot of people were hoping it would be dark and gritty like the first two games. I did enjoy it. It was yeah, it wasn't quite as dark. You know, if you go back and play Diablo, which I have done now, with oh, was that a shadow hook? Yes. Oh, good grief. That's another really lucky find. We're doing well here. But yeah, I think a lot of people just really don't like the campaign from this game just because it was literally the only thing that you could do. I'm running out of essence now. I'm going to kill these people. I have to go change my skills. Oh no, got that to consume, haven't I? I've not got numlock on. That's the problem. No numlock. Alright, let's get rid of these guys. I thought I could have sworn I put numlock on. You have to be a little careful single target with the death nova if you've got no generator on, just because you've got no way of generating corpses. I suppose I probably shouldn't be using corpse explosion gloves and devour. That's probably a bit sloppy because I'm having corpses consumed, but I don't really need the corpse explosion gloves. The blood type blade, you can just see how strong it is. It's Torment 1 and just absolutely tearing through it. So you never know, we might get lucky, we might just be able to go all the way to 70 on T1. So it does show, you know, but good RNG, you really can rocket through this stuff. So lore, definitely add to the list. I have bought the Book of Adria. That was quite an interesting read, and probably about 2/3 of the way through. I was going to make a video on it, and I don't know, life's just kind of taken over, so I might get to that. That's a cool book. There's lots of really good artwork in there. So again, I kind of on my to-do list is to update some of my thumbnails, because obviously you just end up using the same thumb picture over and over again, and there's some good ones in that book. So do need to get on with that. And again, that's got some interesting lore tidbits. So maybe I could do like a combo kind of lore video with a bit of a Book of Adria review. So I suppose lore probably segues us into one of the other questions I got, which is, what are my expectations for Diablo 4? Now again, I will do a video on this at some point, because I do think it is an interesting discussion topic, and it's one that people really do care about, and with good reason. We want to make sure this IP is going in the right direction. And oh, a blue goblin. I'm not going to be able to kill this guy, am I? Let's take this conduit. That's another lucky. The luck just keeps on coming today. Goodness me, sword. It's definitely the luckiest playthrough I've ever had. Alright, can I not pick up any more stuff? Okay, let's go back to town and get rid of these. So Diablo 4 expectations. I think, realistically, I found the same sword like 5 times. It's quite funny. We'll stick that on for the extra toughness. That on for the extra toughness. Ooh, look at these, lovely jubbly. Oh yeah, we've got the broken crown, that's why we've got so many, that's quite nice. In there. We'll leave the Stuart Screws on because we want the move speed, and then I'm going to dump the rest, I think. And yeah, go back. So Diablo 4, I think it's got to obviously be an ARPG. I don't really personally want to see any MMO elements in it. You know, it's got to be a gear-driven game, pretty much. I do like. Just turn them back on. I do like being able to play solo. I've pretty much only played solo. I think one of my subs sent me asked for my battle tag, which I handed over. I haven't played with them yet, but I haven't really done any kind of grouping at all. We'll be able to kill this. See, we might have to put the generator back on because I'm just now can't do anything. So let's. How far away is the exit? Yeah, I'll have to go to the exit and stick the generator back on. Ditch the corpse explosion for a little bit. Right. So, generator, bone spikes, sudden impact will do, and then death nova. We'll make use of those corpse explosion gloves though, don't worry. We'll use them later. Death nova, unstable compound. Right. Okay. Now we can generate some essence. Now we might proc, and if we do, we can just bow out into the next level. So this is a good tip in general, guys. If you're particularly hardcore, if you need to fight the Rift Guardian, you're unsure as to whether you can actually beat them, you want to fight them by a doorway, just so that you can duck back through it and escape if needs be. Excellent. Alright, it's back to town. So unfortunately, once you start getting up into the kind of high 60s, there is a lot of looking at gear and making decisions about what you want to keep and what you want to get rid of. Need to identify the shadow hook as well. I think we'll keep the broken crown just for the gems. I think we'll keep it. We'll get back to the D4 chat once we've got rid of all this stuff. I'll have to sort this out off screen. It's a mess. I always start the season the same. The stash is just a mess of stuff. I've got a system. I do have I'll set that up for one of the next videos, and you can have a look through it. And I'll end up throwing all these gems out basically. But I'll show you how I organise my stash maybe. Have a quick flick through it, one of the episodes. Right. Ooh. Now, this might be worth taking because it is double damage, isn't it? So if you double the damage from that, how much essence have we got? 200. We'll stick it on and we'll have a little see. It's got slightly better toughness. So we can jump back in and see. So yeah, D4 got distracted by the gameplay. Sorry guys. D4 definitely an ARPG. I don't, we've got to be loot driven. I think that's an absolute essential. I definitely want it to have randomly generated maps. I couldn't bear the thought of playing the same level. This game's 7 years old, and I'm not sure anybody could still play it if every single level was the same. I just don't really see that as much of an option. I would like there to be more permanency of choice. So I think, as we were saying in the last episode, the fact that the game's casual and has choices that don't necessarily make too much difference there is use to that. But I think this game does suffer a little bit by the fact that there is almost literally nothing that's permanent. And in some ways that, as I say, it's good, but I can kind of understand why some people want more in-depth skill trees. And I think possibly there's always a middle ground, as in you've got people who want everything to be really in-depth ARPG mechanics, and people who are happier with the more casual stuff. And I think you can do a kind of halfway house in between, where you kind of build it as a casual game with some permanent choices in, and permanent choices that you can go back on, but maybe there is a cost that sets you back, so that cost kind of affects people who really want to hammer the game to the nth degree, and if they make mistakes in that process, then maybe it affects that. I think the passives in this game aren't great. Again, making build videos, you do tend to find you just use the same passives over and over again. And I think, so I don't know, maybe not permanency of choice, but difficulty of choice, as we talked about in the last episode. I'm happy with sets. The whole thing with sets is fine. I'm totally fine with sets and set bonuses. I quite like Legacy of Dreams and finding bespoke things. I probably, as we talked about last time, for D4 would want basically there to be no crap items. I don't think there should be anything that you find that you go, oh, I would never have a use for that. I mean, obviously you've got stash issues, but again, you'd hope that the game would be designed so that the code is better than this current version, so that you can store just absolutely loads of stuff. You don't really. That's one thing that does bug me, as I was talking about last time with a Templar relic, as in not having enough stash space for everything and having to run either multiple counts or different characters on hardcore or softcore. It's not ideal. But I mean, if you think about it, I'm really excited for D4, but I am also slightly concerned, because the launch of this game was fairly, even at the time, wasn't greatly received. I mean, it still had lots of players and it was great and I loved it, but I think one of the reasons that lots of people moved away from the game was because there just wasn't enough to do. And I'm sure, well, you'd have to hope that they're not going to make that mistake again. You'd have to say, well, maybe they can borrow some endgame concepts from other ARPGs like Path of Exile, maybe, or something like that. But if we just get a campaign and that's it, you're going to have to follow that up pretty soon with something else. But yeah, I expect it to be pretty much like this, just better. So top-down isometric ARPG, heavily driven by gear and loot, some form of skill and passive tree. It'd be hard to imagine D4 without rifting. It pretty much is the backbone of this game and the experience. And as I say, I do think you need to drag some density to the Rift Guardian, and then blow it up like a divvy. But yeah, I'm just kind of looking for the game to be like this but better. And I don't know, maybe that's not thinking outside the box enough. I'm not sure I'm going to be able to kill this guy without some. Just need him to teleport into the middle of some trash. We might have to drop this down to Master, because I don't really want to get flattened by a Rift Guardian on 67. We might well run out of enemies to kill him with. You never know. Should be okay. Yeah, should be fine. Right, I think we will, in the interests of safety, just drop it down to Master. Well, we can go spend some more blood shards as well. But yeah, as I say, guys, I love this game as it is, so there are always things that could be improved. Oh, just 2 more levels to go. Do we dare risk it? Any more toughness boosting items? Not really. It would be kind of nice if we could keep it on Torment 1. That would be handy. Just means that we can start getting good drops straight away at 60. Gain access to all skills. Oh, that's tremendous. Lightning damage. That's probably useless, isn't it? Let's get rid of this stuff. Right, we'll start the rift. We'll see how we go. If we don't get to, we probably won't get to 70 before the RG, but we'll see. We might just have to go and massacre bonus. They last a little bit. That's not bad. I thought maybe it'd take an hour. Getting the cow level was pretty lucky. Been pretty lucky with drops. So another one of the questions that I got was to do with the set bonuses, the new sets that we're going to get in the game. And basically, is there any information on them? Now, when I last looked, the answer was no. I've heard people say that they're going to announce them at BlizzCon. I mean, I suppose it's probably a smart move because new content for D3, even if it is just sets, which I'm super stoked for, I think will be really good. I think any kind of new content for this game will be really well received, particularly if it does also include a D4 announcement. So I kind of think we'll probably know in the next couple of months. Blizzard are generally pretty good at keeping leaks in, so I can't really say that this isn't like a game where you get loads of rumours about what's going to happen. Like, I hadn't heard any rumours about new sets at all before they announced, and it's not like I go on the forums or the Reddit every day, but I do check in from time to time, and I've got, I follow a few people who play this game an awful lot on Twitter and that sort of stuff, and I hadn't heard any murmurings that anything like that was going to happen. So now, what would I like? I think we talked about this in episode 1. Definitely a revive set for the Necro. Then that would be cool. Some more minion action, where your minions actually do something rather than just thorns or mages. A bit more variety. That would be nice. Would like that. I think Nova's actually fine. I've heard a few people suggest Death Nova needs buffing. Now, I mean, maybe there could be a Nova push build, because you can't really push with Death Nova. Legendaries for days. Tell you, it makes a difference. Say your prayers to RNGs, it really, really does help. For the other classes, I mean, it's just you want to pick underused skills, really, don't you? That's kind of what you want. You want to use every skill in this game. You don't, I again on my ideas list is Necro changes. I kind of sat there and within 20 minutes you can bust through every skill, work out which ones are used, which ones aren't, which runes are used, which ones aren't, and then just go, right, let's just change them. Let's just make them better. Either juice up the effect of what they do. Because lots of the ideas behind the runes are pretty good. It's getting a little bit laggy. Don't want laggy. So you can either juice up the rune effects, or increase any supporting items, or give new supporting items. But yeah, it's just basically you want everything that this game has got in its design. You want to use, and I think that probably is certainly the frustration that you do get to the point sometimes where there are things that just don't get used, and that's a bit of a shame. And obviously it becomes hard to turn your mind to, I guess, skills that you don't really use. But yeah, new sets will be exciting. I'm definitely looking forward to that. I mean, you know, if you were talking absolute superb dreamland, we'd get an announcement about Druid. You know, it's I'd say it's unlikely at this point that you're going to get a new class for the game, but I wouldn't rule it out completely. As in, like, I'd be surprised, but I wouldn't be like completely dropped, because by all accounts they've worked on the character. They've hinted at it a few times, so it kind of does make you think, well, maybe the assets are there, maybe. But I haven't watched Riker's video yet, but I think he's kind of said that there's this game has now moved into definitely being given to classics. That would kind of indicate that, you know, no new classes. But that would be amazing. That would be pretty good. But hey, if it means D4 faster, then, you know, that's fine. Right, now let's see, can we kill this Rift Guardian? Because we might just have to back out if we can't. Yeah, might be able to drag him through the rift. We can keep him stunned with the bone. Yeah, should be okay. Repetitive strain injury spam. I probably should have dragged him into some more trash. Nice. Okay, well, that probably won't be it. I keep forgetting to spend these blood shards, don't I? So yeah, we should be most of the way there now. Okay, any upgrades? Not using Corpse Explosion, so we'll just take the gloves off for the minute. We'll stick them in the stash. Again, I'll organise that off stream, as we say. I think the rest of it is not needed. Let's get rid of it. Okay, we'll leave this reduced. We're going to put this in the stash just in case I rip the character and want to remake it at some point. And then we will give... I really should have given this guy a better shield, shouldn't I? I've just been mean. Leaving him to fend for himself. I think somebody commented on the last one, why didn't you bother upgrading him? I don't know, I just can't be bothered. Right, okay, so we'll do the rift until we get to 70, and then we'll come back and then decide what we're going to do about blood shards, I guess. Now, what I probably should do is go and make a level 1 Necro and roll for the circle ring. But Death Nova is quite fun, quite enjoying it. It's we might just stick with it for a bit. I don't know, I'll have to have a think. I haven't written a strategy out for what to do at any point, which I probably should have done. Again, when you start a season, you're really looking to basically try and be efficient. So again, on my ideas list is a leveling guide with some tips, and not just the kind of usual stuff that everybody says, you know, take the Templar's weapon, blah blah blah, but actually some of the other things, like actually writing out a bloody plan before you start, so that you're not wasting any time going, do I want to upgrade this, do I want to upgrade the other, you know, but being able to know exactly what it is that you're doing. But I think what we'll probably do once we do get to 70 is a one-handed scythe, I guess we probably want, because we're looking to hit either a Tragul's Corroded Fang for the... oops, wrong button. Either looking to hit the Tragul's Corroded Fang or the Curse, so we'll have to work that onto the bar. That'll give us a huge damage increase, or preferably a Scythe of the Cycle, which will give us a multiplier on Death Nova that is twice as big. The only downside with it is it does muck up your bone armor stacks, and you do get to the point where you actually need them. So it is slightly more risky for hardcore, but we'll just have to see what we get. It might take a couple of goes as well, because you can get a funerary pick or a the Sat Scythe, the Jesseth. Don't really want one of those. And the item I always want to find every season as quickly as possible, always, is the Nemesis Braces. Definitely one of my favourite items in the game. Got really lucky to find the Stewart's Greaves, which are probably, yeah, there we go, 70. Close second. But yeah, Nemesis Braces, every season, love it, gotta find them. Right, okay. Now this is the, ooh, we can use that. Oh no, we can't. Right, have we got a, no. Okay, let's go for a Scythe. I think we'll upgrade one of those first. Let's see what we get. I wonder how many DBs we've picked up. But that Shadow Hook can go in the cube pretty easily. That's quite nice. Probably stick with the Blood Tide for now, because it just absolutely hits like an absolute truck. So we can do 2 upgrades. Oh, that was lucky. That was lucky. Right, let's go for a Alacrity, I think. I never say that right. People always comment. Phylactery? I don't know. Now, this is always something I never quite work out myself. Is it better to roll for everything for level 70 first, or to just go for the legendaries? I'll go for 70s for everything, I think. That's terrible. Try that again. Yeah, that's better. Shoulders. Oh, legendary ones. That's nice. Gloves. Yep. Pants. Crikey. Well, we can use them potentially in a build. So that's quite nice. Braces. If we get NEMs, that'll just be absolutely fantastic. I'll stick those on. Do we want to roll rings? Probably not. It's a little bit of a waste. Helm. Gems. Do we want the gems? Probably not. Probably not now. So we'll stick that on. And we'll keep the Stewart's Greaves, quite happy with those. So let's blow the rest on and off hand. Oh, look at that. That is absolutely amazing. That is RNG's. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It's absolutely perfect. Wow. So we can stick Siphon Blood and a Curse on. Ha! What a start. What an absolute start. So let's just put a Curse on. What should we go for? Aura of Frailty? We're lazy. I'm lazy. Let's just stick that on. And at level 70, we're going to want... We don't need any Essence now. Spreading Malediction. Some extra damage. Cooldown. No. No. Shall we go for move speed? Or armor? No, we've got armor. Let's go move speed. Right. So we can roll the vitality off for a socket at some point. And we can re-roll the skeletal mage damage potentially, because that's quite useless. But at the moment, let's just go see how easy this T1 rift is. I'm just going to salvage that because I don't want it. Ooh, so we'll get a key. We will get a key. Oh man, have I cocked that up? think I have, haven't I? Yeah, I want it in here. Right, off we go. Now, definitely want to get a Dainty's Binding if we're going to be using the Trigger's Corroded Fang. Again, I suppose really we probably want to be carrying on looking for that Scythe of the Cycle, but we should pretty much just shred this now. So we might even be able to jump straight to T3. Again, it's always toughness is the question. But look at this, beautiful, lovely. Now, I'm not a massive fan of the Siphon Blood mechanic. It seems a little clunky. On the first PTR that they put the Iron Rose in, it was amazing. You could just click it and it blew up. It isn't like it fired out 3 Blood Nova. That was really nice. And we also probably at some point need to get a Messerschmitt's Reaver so we can get some form of God Mode mages going. That'd be quite nice. Oh. And a puzzle ring, that's on the shopping list. Again, really important item to get early on. Gold wrap we can get level 1 Necro, so that's pretty easy. And then get working on the Necro jewellery, I guess. Bane of the Trapped, we could go get that. We could go kill Malthael. I wasn't expecting to hit 70 quite this quickly, so I haven't really done a plan. Helm. The legendary items just keep flowing. Right. Still a little squishy, you know. He's tickling us. Definitely tickled us. So there you go. Good keystone, so we can go get the Bane of the Powerful, which we might do. Nice. This is one of my bad habits I've got in the game. I just like see monsters and run at them instead of just teleporting and going back to town. Just kind of say, ooh, juicy monsters, let's blow them up. Which is silly. Bad way to play the game. So another question I got was, should the GR cap be raised past 150? From my own personal experience, no, because I'm miles away from it. One of these seasons I might well group, which might mean that I get somewhere nearer, but I mean realistically I'm miles away from it, so it doesn't really bother me. And I think probably there is going to be a point where you do get to end game. Right, let's re-roll that rubbish stat on here. Get rid of these skeletal mage damage for now, because I don't see us putting on mages anytime soon. I'm going to gamble that we'll hit a better helm. Life percent will do, that'll do just fine. We've got nothing that we're using on cooldown, so we'll stick a life gem in. And then that's some extra gems, that's quite nice. Right, trousers would be pretty good. Golem skin breeches or a Dainty's Binding. Dainty's a bit hard to get. Let's go chest piece, I think. Oh, one piece of Venarius and an AQ. Now this is really handy. That's going to double our toughness. That's pretty nice. What do we want in it? Let's go for Topaz. Again, I'll fiddle about with all these gems and stuff off screen, I think. So when we come back, I'll have everything in a bit more order. Inarius, we'll hang on to that. I quite like Inarius. So you never know. Won't rule out doing some Inarius stuff. So let's try. Should we try T? Should we try T3? Do one T3 rift. See where we are. Again, might just have to drop it down, but You never know. This is always the most exciting bit for me, upping the difficulty and can we hack it. So we should start to move up through the Paragon a little bit. But yeah, GR150, I personally don't think it affects that many players having the cap, and I don't know, I mean, you'd probably have to ask somebody who gets to 150 during the season and whether it just completely kills their motivation for playing. I can't say that it personally affects me too much, and I'm not sure the game could cope with going further and further, as in like the calculations needed for all the damage and stuff just seem to be fairly bananas as it is. So don't know. Now, I did get asked about my favourite builds. I'm not sure when we're going to wrap this episode up, so I might open with that next time. And I'll just chat a little bit now about the COD beta, which I did download and play, albeit I only played about 2 or 3 games, just because I really didn't get much time to game this weekend. And as I say, I checked out that subscriber build that got sent, and I just got totally lost playing that and making a T16 build. It is one of the things that I do find about this game. I love it so much that I do find it hard to like get my attention on other games. It was the same when Chaos Bane came out. I pre-ordered it, played the beta, had every intention of playing it. Ended up getting called out of town for work for the weekend, and then that was it. Just never picked it back up because I don't know, I got into either the season or PTR or whatever it was that was around at the time. And yeah, but COD, it looked quite good. It was the guns were all absolute melt cannons. It was literally like, it felt like playing MW2, which was probably the first one that I kind of really got into, and I did enjoy that. I'm not very good at first person shooters. I'm not terrible, but I wouldn't class myself as a particularly good player. So the guns being more powerful I think actually suit me better, because it just means that if I do happen against somebody who's not paying attention, I can just pull the trigger and kill them. Basically, the bigger the skill gap, the harder I find it, because I just don't play them enough. But I don't know, it's got very positive reviews. I've kept myself in the loop of the beta, and I think it comes out towards the back end of October, so I will check it out. I'll definitely play the campaign. Quite interested in that. The Call of Duty 4, Modern Warfare 2 campaigns I really enjoyed, so that was quite fun. Whether I post too many videos on the channel about it, I'm not sure. It'll depend whether anybody's interested and how well received they are. And plus there's still so much Diablo to play, which is great. And I suppose, thinking about it, we're probably not a million miles away from the next PTR. This is my least favourite tile set in the game. I absolutely cannot stand this one. Not because I just get lost. I can never work out my way. I tend to just head northeast and normally find my way through it, but I just find it such an easy one to get lost on like that. And it's just cardinal sin in this game. The worst thing I hate is getting lost and having to run over ground where there's no enemies to kill. Definitely my bugbear. I suppose it probably isn't my least favourite map, and the Shrouded Moors is well worse than this, but I should be fond of this one. And this one's one of the ones that's up quite a lot of the time is like really tiny. You can sometimes just spawn in and it's literally, the map is barely more than like a couple of screens, and that's stupid. I think that really, like, I do love random generated maps, but why on earth some of them are just tiny, I don't really get. It doesn't really seem to add much for me. So I would like that to be a bit different. Now we probably do need to get some keys, because I want to find that Legacy Dreams gem ASAP. Now I am leveling up a wizard on the Switch really slowly, because I'm not really playing that much of it. And I think this, again, it could just be coincidence, but I've done my seasonal character this season, and I think I got the Legacy Dreams gem last. I haven't got the Legacy Dreams yet as the wizard, albeit I'm nowhere near getting all the full set, and I'm just kind of wondering whether it's just been added at the back of the queue. That could be wrong, that could just be reading too much into my own personal experience rather than it. Well, that's unfortunate, isn't it? He's stuck behind this wall. But we'll hopefully find it soon. But to be honest, we're gonna need some decent jewellery, so that's gonna be it as well. Now, I probably should be adding these Paragon points. I tend to not bother until it's the end of the rift, because you get them so quickly early on that I just find it a little annoying to be going in and out. But I think what we'll do is we'll do this, we'll go get the Bane of the Powerful, and then we'll call it a day for episode 3. Now the Death Nova, this is by far the easiest Rift Guardian, because he just spits out minions for days. Just blam. Really nice. So I suppose if we are going to carry on with this Death Nova, the further you get up with it, the harder it becomes to kill the Rift Guardian. So normally in my build guides you try and pair this with like Corpse Lance, sorry, just to try and mitigate that fact. So you'd be putting Land of the Dead on, that sort of stuff. So I think what I will probably do is we'll do one rift to go get the Bane of Powerful, call it a day at that, and then when we come back I will work out a build with the bits and bobs that we've got, because we've been really lucky and got some really nice gear pieces. It's been very, very handy. So we should be able to do T3. So I think if we do a, we'll do a 15, because that should give us the full 5 levels for the upgrading, I think. That's nice. Start off with a good map. Now this is definitely one of my preferred tile sets. It's kind of like really basic low brain power linear map with loads. I mean, this is perfect. Look at these skeletons. Absolutely blast them. Really nice. But yeah, for the next episode I think we'll start with favourite builds, because I'm going to might make a few notes, because there are lots of builds that I really like. Pretty much anything. It's going to be anything quick, anything that you can really motor along with. Definitely want to be finding ourselves some Nemesis braces, I think. Taking a bit of a risk teleporting over 3 explosions, but we've got the cheat death, so we should be okay. I don't think we've even procced that yet, so that's not going too bad. Now, the most important gem actually that we need to find is the Gem of Ease, because that's going to be the insurance policy. But if and when I cock something up, that's going to be there. Now I think build wise, what probably would be sensible, I think, would be to take off Devour, because we don't really need any essence because we've not got a spender. So we could take that off for... There's not much point putting Land of the Dead on. We'd have to maybe take off... Maybe we'll take off the Golem, because again that's not really... We don't really need the corpses for anything at the moment. Maybe go for Land of the Dead and Corpse Lance, just so that we can kill the Rift Guardian when we get there. And this is kind of T3 level, and this has been fairly doable. And the got a shield pile on at the moment, so I'm not entirely sure where we're up to toughness wise, but I haven't really worried. So we might be able to go to T4. And we need to start. I'll make a plan. I don't know, you'll have to let me know in the comments. Do we want to be carrying on with this Nova build? We'll probably have to for the most part, because it suits the gear pieces we've got. In saying that, the shadow hook does mean that we can, reasonably speaking, gear into whatever we want. That's just a flat multiplier, so that's quite nice. Maybe swap to corpse explosion. We've got the corpse explosion gloves as well. Choices. And I need to make a little list of what we're going for. So I might write out a shopping list of stuff to do, work out what I think's maybe the best approach to take from this point. And I might go through that at the start of the next episode and explain why we're going for the things we're going for. And also, ooh, nice power. And talk about the favourite build. So I think that'll probably be the opening of the next one. Now I'm hoping to, once the work on the house is nearing completion, to start doing 2 or 3 of these a week, because I do really enjoy doing it. And I do need some hardcore Paragon. We also need to have a little look at the board just to see where we need to get up to, because I would quite like to push this character onto the board now I've created it. Now, this is where we might have a little bit of difficulty, because we're just now just going to wait, because we've got no single target attack. The power circle helps us out, so that's quite nice. Can you just come over here? Excellent. Ooh, a ring. Now this would absolutely round out the RNGs if this is a Crispins. That would just be ridiculous. Oh, it's a puzzle ring. Is it a puzzle ring? Nice. That's pretty good. Great. So we can go and do Greed. And start off the next episode. Go kill Greed. Boon of the Hoarder. And then we're going to be... we're away. This has been a really quick start. I'm really happy with this. But luck evens out, so you never know. It might take us a while to find some of the good gear pieces, but yeah, it's been pretty good. Okay, so Paragon 18, not too bad. Gear piece wise, we've got the Trags. This is giving us extra damage for cursed enemies. We've got the Iron Rose, which goes really well with the Blood Tide and the Cube, so we're getting 3 Blood Novas, which is really nice. AQ helps us out tremendously, doubles the toughness because we've got no spender, and then a Broken Crown, we're going to get some extra gems, so yeah, helpful. So I think I can also do the Challenge Rift. I'm filming this on Monday, so I might do that as well. But yeah, so that's it guys, this was episode 3, we made it to 70, we haven't died, got some nice gear pieces, and we're going to press on from here. So I will catch you in the next episode, and thanks for watching. Take it easy. Peace.